the two characters that made Narasimha Bhagavanta come and do Narasimha Avatar. On one hand, you have Hiranyakashipu. On the other hand, you have Prahlad. There are probably little bits and pieces of both of them in each one of us. If you look at Hiranyakashipu, what was his problem? Well, first he is upset that Bhagavanta came and killed his brother. To start with, he says, he killed Hiranyaksha. How dare you kill get rid of my brother? I want to take revenge on that. So that is a starting point. Yeah. Therein lies a problem within each one of us when we look at things and say, something happens, we don't understand why it happened, but we are quick to draw a conclusion and immediately we want to take revenge on those people or those entities or these situations or organizations, whatever it may be, that we feel did something unfair to us. After all, if you think about it, Hiranyaksha, he is trying to take the Bhumi out of its orbit. Right? So Bhagavanta just wanted to put the thing back on its orbit. There is no dvesha here. Right? It's not out of hatred. There's no hatred here. So the Bhumi has to be on its track. Then you say, what has that got to do with me? Okay, a long time back there somewhere Hiranyakashipu is not Papa, who knows, whether he put anything out of track or not, who knows, I don't know. How does it apply to me in this life? See, the Bhumi, we all have a Bhumi, don't we? Bhumi, what does Bhumi mean? You say, or Bhumi Bhudevi, right? But if you look at that word Bhumi, Bhutanta, something that will allow you to go upwards, something that's capable of going upwards is Bhuta. Ma under knowledge, to give it. So something that gives you the knowledge to go upwards is Bhumi actually. The actual meaning is that, right? Which means for me to do anything at all, it doesn't matter what. Okay? I may be a professor and I want to teach a course. You may be a software person. You may do whatever you want to do. For students studying in school, whatever it is, right? For me to do the things that I want to do, the thing that allows you to actually do what you want to do to go upwards is Bhumi. Something that gives that platform that gives you the opportunity to do what you have to do to go upwards is Bhumi. Right? My Bhumi is different from your Bhumi. Right? If you go and do sales, that's your Bhumi. Okay, if I go and teach, that my students and my classroom, that is my Bhumi. If you go do something on a computer, that's your Bhumi and so on. So when we talk about Bhumi going off track, we are not talking about the earth going off track. Maybe it did at one time. Right? But you have to understand that the Devata Shaktis and the Asuri Shaktis are there all the time. Right? So what does it mean to say, bring an end to something? Because even if you look at Hiranyakashipu, Narasimha Avatara did not take place, by the way, here, right? It happened in some other loka, not here. So given that, what does it mean? What does it even mean? We think that, there's a person like me, so like somebody wants to kill me, they can come and, split me in two, right? That is not what we are talking about here. The Narasimha Avatara. So to start with, as a starting point, this man's problem is, Hiranyakashipu's first problem is that he wants to take revenge. That's the problem. But for us to even think of taking revenge on a person or somebody else or something, right? Let alone Bhagavanta. If you had the right knowledge, he would never do that, because what, brother, what are all these relationships anyway? For how long? Right? whatever has to happen happens. And for you to think that, oh, his feeling is that I have to take care of setting something right on behalf of my brother. Just like if I say something happens to my children, I say, oh, it is my job to set that right. What can you do? Actually, in reality, what can you do? Nothing. Actually, you can do nothing. This is not saying that inaction is good. We have to do what we have to do. We have responsibilities, we have duties we have to take care of. I'm not talking about that. But to think that I independently, that's the problem. Independently, I will do something to set something right, which I believe is wrong, is his first problem. The starting point was that I independently will set something right. Because much later, right? Once when he sang Prahlada on his lap, when I asked him, who is giving you this energy? How dare you challenge me? Even when Devata shiver, when I think of me, you little kid, who is giving you this energy to have that kind of strength? And Prahlada looks at his father and says, Appa, whoever is giving you the energy to do the things that you are doing, the same was giving me the energy to do what. See, that awareness was not there in him. So the first thing is, we can all look at ourselves, right? And if you are honest with ourselves, see, all of us want to think that somehow we are all very special, we are very good people, we are above everything. It's all crap, okay? I mean, give me a break. None of us can say all those things. Day in and day out, we do things we should not do. Day in and day out, we think of things we should not think. Day in and day out, we hurt people whom we should not hurt. That's a fact, right? But for me to somehow act superior, as if I'm a very special person, and I independently will go avenge, I will avenge something that was not done right. Because why? Because he is my brother. That was his starting problem. And then what does he do? His next problem, we look at the two things, right? So what is the second problem? This is the starting point. Then he starts doing tapas, right? See, doing tapas in itself is not a big deal, right? Shambhuka, there are so many examples of that. Questions, tapas to do what? See, it's sort of like, it's like Occupy Wall Street movement, right? I mean, that reminds me so much of this. No, seriously. So what is it they say? They come and stand in front of some, we are a sea of some, I mean, you may be idiot, that's a different question. They go in front of them and say, okay, I'm going to throw things at your house and all that. You say, why? Because how can you have that? I don't have it, you have it, therefore give it to me. What kind of logic is this? You want something, go earn it, okay? You cannot just demand. You're not having something. Doesn't give you the right to grab something that I have earned, right? Whatever it may be. Or you cannot come to a person and say, oh, you have something, give it to me. Why? Because you have it, I don't. That is not logic. That doesn't make sense. Just because I have something and you don't, doesn't mean that I have to give it to you. Why should I give it to you? Now, if I have plenty of something, whatever it may be, I may choose to offer it to God through you. That's a different issue. Right? That's a different issue. Then you accept it with gratitude. That's a different thing. But you cannot go demand something. That's exactly what Hiranyakashipu does. Allah tapas martan papa. He does all these things. Yeah, fantastic tapas and all that, right? For what? Pramata. I want to control the whole universe. But Brahma Vayus are the ones who, that is their job. That's what they are meant to do. You say, suppose I come to you and say, okay, I'll be your friend. Okay? So I really want to be your friend. I'll come and do something. I'll be really nice to you. They say, oh, very nice, So why do you want to be me? So that I can grab everything you have. What kind of friendship is it? Similarly, bhakti. How can you do bhakti? How can you do tapas? And go to Brahma and say, I want the universe. Why? Because you have it. Why they actually give it to you? Right? So his second problem is, he's instead of Occupy Wall Street, he wants to occupy the whole Brahmaloka. That's a problem. That is the second problem, right? Then he gets his so-called boon, right? Which is really stupid. If you think about it, really dumb boon to ask. I mean, right? He could have just said, I don't want to be killed, period. I said, that's all, period. So his third problem was he tries to be clever. So that was his third problem. We all have this. Look, you can say, oh, I'm stupid Hiranyakashipu. I'm stupid. We all do this. Every single one of this, we do this. Right? Every single one, we do this. You go to somebody and say, you have something, I don't have, give it to me. So then the third thing is, I think that, I know the niceness, I can talk to you nice, and let me show you how clever I am. Acharya Madhva says, it's impulse of bliss. He says, cleverness is like a courtesan, not loyal to anyone. Today, you may think you're being clever. Tomorrow, somebody will come and show you cleverness that's even cleverer than you. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. So how clever can you be? Right? So this fellow's third problem is that he tries to be clever. With who? With Chaturanga Brahma? How can you be clever with him? I mean, if you think about it, every single thing he did was so stupid, right? The very entity, the Devata to whom Bhagavanta came in the Hayagriva Rupa and told him the entire Vedas before the universe was even created. How can you be clever with him? You want to be clever, try to catch somebody at your own level to be clever. You cannot go to somebody higher than you and try to be clever with them. That was his third problem. And then he comes back with the boon. His next problem was simply this, right? He thought that you can deny people, whoever it might be, of course he was thinking of his own son, but he thought that he can influence how his son learns. So he thinks that just because I'm the dad and you're the son, right? And we all think that all parents, everybody, okay, you guys don't have children, but anybody who's been a parent has thought this. Without exception, every single parent at some point has thought, like you look at this children and say, oh, I can shape him, He can do nothing. He is what he is. That's all there is to it, right? Now, you can guide him. There's a difference between guiding someone and shaping somebody to be something. So he thought he can shape his son. That was his next problem. All of this is Viparita Jnana. Incorrect knowledge. Viparita Jnana. And what does this Viparita Jnana lead to? Adharma.